longtime fans of our podcast who listened to our American Pie episode, Richard and I had a small argument or a debate.
No, it was pretty heated. We had an argument like almost a year earlier that almost ended up in fisticuffs.
Yeah, so it's about American Pie. There's something in American Pie that I interpreted the scene as this way. Richard thought I was an idiot for interpreting that way. And
I know what you're going to talk about. Okay, gosh, I'm going to get right in the middle of this. Okay.
After we released the episode where we talked about it, we had people reaching out to us saying that they understood what I meant. And they were like, yeah, no, I totally thought that too. So... I'll paint the picture for those who don't know what we're talking about. In American Pie, when the character of Kevin is performing a sexual act known as the tongue tornado on his girlfriend Vicky, her dad approaches her bedroom to tell her that it's time to come down for dinner. As he's approaching the door, he hears Vicky yell, "I'm coming," after which he shrugs his shoulders and leaves. Okay, is this because... Is this because he thinks Vicky is telling him that she's coming down for dinner, or does he realise that his daughter is in the middle of an orgasm and decide not to interrupt her?
First, can I know who holds which opinion?
I interpreted it as being he realises she's having an orgasm and is a cool dad, and he's like, I'm not going to interrupt my daughter in the throes of passion. I'll leave them be.
See, whereas I didn't want to insult the filmmakers, and I was like, no, it's not a joke if it's your interpretation.
He's a cool dad.
Right.
It's just...
Well, I think clearly New Zealand is a more liberated society than America in the late 90s, because I have to say that the joke is that he thinks she's saying she's coming down for dinner.
Breaking my heart.
Oh, no.
Vindication.
Yeah, well, I'm really sorry to have to disappoint anybody. It's really the fault of the filmmaker, I think, not to have gotten those points across.
Well, I think in this case, especially with the Vicky scene, it's the fault of the viewer. It was incredibly clear what you meant, and I understood it. Being a fellow film buff, a fellow director, I knew what you were talking about.
There you go. Somehow Richard comes out at the end of that conversation looking like the butthole instead of
the douchebag.